Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we'll be taking a look at the latest developments on Alexa Bliss's transformation and the stunning announcement that Mandy Rose was traded to Raw. So let's start things off with another update to Alexa Bliss and her entire character transformation. Alexa Bliss's Fiend transformation seems to be happening right in front of our eyes and gets more and more intense by the week. It's obvious that Alexa Bliss is going through a character transformation because of the Fiend's effect, but what we don't know is the actual endgame and plan for the situation. Will Alexa Bliss serve as a possible love interest for the Fiend? Will she be a manager? Will she be a sidekick to the Fiend? There's just so many unanswered questions that will be answered down the line. One report claims that one of the endgames is for Alexa Bliss to still turn fully Fiend-like, and I could see that happening for sure. It'll just be interesting to see how she links back up with the Fiend, and what will their relationship be like from there on. It's obvious that Alexa Bliss still has a lot of connections with the Fiend. It's not like Braun Strowman's case where he was changed, but he didn't become obsessed with the Fiend. Alexa was changed and is also obsessed with the Fiend, so her situation is much different than Braun's. We see how mesmerized Alexa is when she's watching the Fiend's matches. She wants his hairstyle, she wants to use his moves, she basically wants to be him. So let's take a look at everything that happened this week because there was obviously a big moment. Besides her hair getting even more out of control, Alexa Bliss seemed pretty normal this week, before and during the match. She cared for Nikki Cross, who was attacked by Bayley before the match, and she didn't really attack Nikki Cross during the match either. Alexa actually teamed up with Nikki for the majority of the match, and it looked like things were going smoothly between them, just like the old days. But Alexa had that moment in the match where she just snapped and zoned out. She was just gazing all around the arena and seemed like she was just gone. She then grabbed Nikki Cross and delivers the Sister Abigail finishing move to her, which is obviously Bray Wyatt's finishing move. So why the sudden change in her attitude and character? Everything was going smooth up until that point. Well, it might have been accidentally caused by Michael Cole's commentary. Alexa and Nikki were standing right in front of the commentary table when Michael Cole says that Alexa isn't showing any signs of the Fiend's effect tonight, and less than a second later, Alexa zones out and hits Nikki Cross with the Sister Abigail. Fans have pointed out the possibility that maybe Alexa Bliss hearing Michael Cole say, "The Fiend," that triggered her to go into that mode. I actually like that theory, and it makes a lot of sense. She was standing right in front of the commentary table, so she could obviously hear Michael Cole talking on commentary. As soon as she heard that key name, she completely flipped out. That seems to be the theme here so far. The Fiend's name is like a trigger word for Alexa right now. She'll be all nice and bubbly, but mention the Fiend and watch how fast she changes. That seems to be what's going on here, and it's what threw her off her game during the #1 contenders match on SmackDown. She wanted to win that match and was focused, but once she heard his name, all her attention went back to the Fiend. Alexa hitting the Sister Abigail was a big moment and shows us that she's still connected with Bray Wyatt. I saw some fans saying, well, she hit the move called Sister Abigail, so that must be a sign that she's becoming Sister Abigail, right? Well, not necessarily. Just because she used that move doesn't mean that she's actually becoming the Sister Abigail character. I don't like the idea of Alexa actually becoming Sister Abigail at all because I think it's a bit weird. Sister Abigail was an actual character in Bray Wyatt's life. She was an actual human being in his character backstory. You can't just take another woman and then plug her into that exact same character. That doesn't make sense. But the idea of Alexa Bliss becoming sort of like a sidekick to the Fiend and serving him in a way similar to Sister Abigail is something I can get behind. Give her that same sort of role that Sister Abigail had over Bray Wyatt. Just don't actually label Alexa as Sister Abigail because it's quite obvious that Alexa wasn't the original Abigail from Bray's childhood. But Alexa still had that move, and it was obviously the biggest moment of the night for her character. The fans were really digging Alexa's usage of the move as well. Some fans even saying that Alexa's Sister Abigail looked more impactful than the Fiend's. Only issue there was that WWE cut to commercial immediately when the moment was happening. This is one criticism that WWE received for this week's edition of SmackDown. There were a lot of commercials that took place in key moments, such as this one. We come back from commercial and Alexa is gone. They had to show us what happened during the commercial break. This was something I didn't like either. I wish we could have saw Alexa Bliss actually walking out after hitting the Sister Abigail, because I feel like that was such an important moment to this transition. But instead, all we got was a few short clips and a recap of what happened during the break. Turns out that after hitting the Sister Abigail, Alexa Bliss walked into the back while just looking into the sky. It really was like she was being hypnotized or manually controlled. She was walking like someone was controlling her in a video game or something like that. She walked to the back while being hypnotized, and that was it for Alexa Bliss. It was another amazing acting performance by Alexa. The quick shift in her character's attitude, and especially the look on her face while she's walking up the ramp. She's just continuing to prove every week that she may very well be the best actor on the roster. Bray Wyatt had a Firefly Funhouse episode later on in the night, where they introduced a new Walrus Paul Heyman parody character, but there was no mention or hint towards Alexa. Alexa doesn't seem to be interested at all with Bray Wyatt or the Firefly Funhouse. Her interest seems to be strictly with The Fiend. So I don't want to rush this story at all. I want them to let it breathe and progress at the right pace. But I'm really interested to see where this goes, because if Bray and Alexa do link up in the future, I think they can really pull off a Joker and Harley sort of feel to their characters. So that'll be great to see. Mandy Rose has gone missing since SummerSlam, and we recently discussed the reason behind that, but it seems like they're finally doing something with her. Otis is having a mini feud right now with The Miz and John Morrison. The Miz got so fed up with Otis's jokes that he mentioned on SmackDown that he was going to make a phone call to fix all of this. We didn't see the payoff for the phone call on SmackDown, but we did see the payoff over on Talking Smack. Miz revealed that he made a phone call and was able to make it official. Mandy Rose was traded over to Monday Night Raw. The move comes as a real shock to everyone. Who even knew that The Miz has connections like that to just call somebody up to get a superstar traded? But it's still believable. WWE later confirmed that Mandy Rose will now be on Raw. It's a weird trade because it doesn't look like SmackDown got anyone in return for Mandy, but maybe they'll address that at a later date. Mandy Rose responded to the news on Twitter and was furious. 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks to find out why I wasn't on SmackDown. And of course, it's because of you, Mike. I had a career moment at SummerSlam to not be on SmackDown, and you drop it on Talking Smack like it's nothing? You affected my career and my time, so you could try and stop Otis from succeeding? This is how you use your pull? If I'm going to Raw, that's great. I'll do bigger and better things on Mondays than I've done on Fridays. Oh, and if you think you're going to split Otis and I up, think again, Miz. There are 7 days in a week, and me and Mr. Money in the Bank are as tight as ever. I'm glad Mandy mentioned that, because I was wondering if this was done to split Mandy and Otis up, but it doesn't seem like that's the reason for the time being. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Do you like what's going on with Alexa Bliss right now? And what do you think of the Mandy Rose Raw trade? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.